Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For this video, I'm going to be reacting to 15 performances that went wrong live. So I'm guessing it's just a collaboration of different people. I think in the thumbnail it had like talent competition shows. So I'm guessing it's a mix of celebrities and talent competitions. But I don't know. I feel like if it happened live, would they still air it or like cut to a different thing? If it was like that bad. But anyway, let's get into the video, and please subscribe. Let me know what else I should react to in the comments below. Yeah, I remember that. Oops, I was trying to turn it up.
After rehearsals and preparations, live performers go on stage to dazzle their fun-thirsty audience. And beyond a shadow of a doubt, these moments are usually charming and exciting. But here comes the twist. Performances may not go as planned, even on the world's biggest stages.
Uh-oh.
Talk about epic fails, cringeworthy moments, and how things can go from yay to nay in a jiffy. Join us as we have a look at 15 performances.
Wait, is this in any order, or are you like ranking
15,
them?
Mariah Carey's vocal fail. When you're making a list of the greatest singers of all time, the songbird supreme Mariah Carey should come to mind. She has serenaded the entire world with her beautiful voice for decades, and her signature voice has pierced through hearts.
It's
However, in
time.
this clip, Mariah Carey must have had a bad day before this
Christmas
performance,
is
because
around the
that's
corner
the only way
after
to
Thanksgiving.
explain how she became a shadow of herself. She's seen performing her hit song All I Want for Christmas Is You, and it was just terrible.
Oh, is this the
Now, this
the
isn't
mic
even
feed?
supposed to be funny, but it looks like an expensive joke, and you can't help but giggle at the terrible show. Is this Mariah Carey, or are we stuck at the beginning of a crazy Freaky Friday situation? Has our vocal fairy lost her wings?
Oh, also, I've heard, because I've seen interviews with Mariah Carey, and she's talking about how she, this is like the latest Jimmy Kimmel interview. She was talking about, we still have Thanksgiving, like, you don't have to like play my song, but apparently people kept playing her song like around this time, started playing their song around this time, so she just like hopped on and started promoting her song around this time too. So why not? But also there are no Thanksgiving songs in America, so what else are you supposed to play? Why not just start playing Christmas music? Like, it doesn't really matter. I don't care. Like, listen to whatever you want to listen to, and if you don't like it, then listening to a song is not going to kill you.
Or was it a thing of the moment? A lot of things must have gone wrong, and you have to feel bad for her. And I guess it also goes to prove that world-class celebrities will also have their fair share of performance glitches. Number 14.
Every singer has a bad moment.
Now, I believe that everyone has their talents. We've seen spectacular performances on talent shows, and they usually make us marvel and say, wow. However, in the bid to showcase these interesting abilities, two performers on a 2018 edition of America's Got Talent went well overboard. It looked as though they thought that they could go up against gravity, and here's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so this is live. I'm guessing it's it didn't turn out horribly because
Now, that
they're
must
showing
have
it.
hurt rather badly, and it could have ended up being a whole lot worse. Just when you thought it was over and the performers had learned their lesson, or at least draw the curtains on a performance that was already destined to end in shame, one of the performers decides it would be nice to do just one more trick. What a time to try and up the ante. Inject a little risk into the performance and keep the audience on the edge of their seats. This performer thought that it would be nice to continue.
Was that a mistake? It seemed
on, but this is number one as far
like
as the
that's
really
what they
dumb
wanted to
ideas
do,
go.
unless they're just
It
good
was
at
never going to end well, because
playing
what
it out.
happened next would shock you.
Oh. Oh.
As bad as it looked, it was
Yeah,
just
if
one
it
of those
was
uncertainties that comes with
if
live
it was actually
performances.
bad, they would
probably
not
spent days or even months
show this on
rehearsing
TV.
those moves.
there
However,
would
in
probably
those
be no
live TV
footage to be
moments,
seen because
sometimes
they would
chaos
cut away.
is just waiting in the wings.
Because usually they have a
Number
delay for
13,
stuff like that.
Karate or what? In an almost similar scenario to the one you just saw, This clip shows a candidate who went on Sri Lanka's Got Talent to showcase his karate skills, or at least something that looks kind of like it. And I think he must have felt like Clark Kent on steroids when the first set of bricks went through his arms. You can almost see his arms shaking with the pain running its course.
Yeah,
on his
it
body.
looks.
However, this performance was only about to get worse.
Oh my
He
gosh, he's
thought
gonna
that it
hit
was
his
going
head.
to break a brick with his head, but it did not go as it
Oh my
should have.
gosh, it's not gonna
He
break.
fell off the bench without notice.
Oh my gosh. Dang. He did not practice this enough.
He more than likely suffered a concussion, but the man is not done just yet.
He
He
can't even walk
has to
straight.
one-up himself and has a trump card up his sleeve, even though he looked as though he could pass out at any
Yeah,
moment.
he can't even walk straight. What's happening? Dang, that's crazy. He's still. And the judges
At
are just
that point,
watching.
the judges were just not having it anymore, and the looks on their faces showed it all. They couldn't wait to get the guy off the stage. Number 12.
Isn't that the
Ryan
judge's fault? Like,
Stock's
if they do
failed
3
stunt.
X's, he has to stop.
In
Like automatically.
2016, the sword-swallowing
So why didn't
stuntman
they do
Ryan
anything?
Stock and his partner Amber Lynn
Just one
went on
judge pressed the
America's
X.
Got Talent to do what they do best. This man's throat is like a glorified sword sheath, and this sure did not seem like his first time around. The entire thing kicked off quite well, and Ryan had begun to wow the audience with his rather dangerous stunts.
Oh, I thought. Why did I think that was a plunger?
Now, let's pause here a little. They've been doing this for years, so it doesn't
I think it's
seem like that
so
much of a
interesting
big
that
deal for
people
them
actually
anymore. However, their expertise would
practice
not be
this.
enough
Like,
to sail
what
this
would get you
particular
into
ship.
this dangerous
The
stuff?
wow moment suddenly turned sour when they wanted to take their stunts to the next level. At first, Ryan had stuck a
Okay,
long
so
rod into his throat.
I'm
as though
hoping
he
that
were
these aren't really
reaching down
bad because
into a
I feel like
well.
they wouldn't show it.
And
It
next,
feels
his
like really, really
partner
bad.
Amber aimed
'cause
a
I don't wanna
fiery
see that.
arrow at the
So-
performer's mouth, which was wide open. And truth be told, there were signs that she was being careful, so there was no room for errors. Yet she pretended to be as bold as possible. And what's the worst thing that could happen? Amber
She
lost
missed.
the target, or should I say it was the arrow that lost its way.
Oh,
However you want to put it, it landed right on Ryan's chest, and you can be sure the guy
Oh,
felt
dang.
the sting for quite a while. Number 11, the ladder guy. This clip
some of
shows
these are
another
new to
magic
me, or
moment
most of
that went
these.
wrong in America's Got
That's
Talent
crazy.
in 2015. Here, we see a contestant who is an expert at defying the laws of physics.
Oh, dang.
He began a long and hard climb up a ladder and went straight to the peak of the ladder without any support whatsoever.
Who's gonna catch
It's
him?
getting scary at that point, but it doesn't end there.
Oh, I
The
guess those people
performance,
standing on the
which had
side.
already had the audience in a chokehold, would take a turn for the worse. What seemed like an impressive attempt at a hula hoop trick led to a really hard fall from the tip of the ladder. The only sound louder than the audience's horrified gasp would
What's
be
the
the
ladder?
loud thump that marked the ending of the show.
Dang, this is America's Got Talent. Uh-oh.
The poor guy, I mean, that would have been fatal, but it's a good thing that his damage control was top-notch, and he landed without a scratch. It also goes to show that he had mastered the art of falling, knowing how unpredictable live performances can be. Number 10, Mario Mia's failed
These
magic.
are crazier than I thought it was gonna
Now,
be.
there's a thrill that magicians bring to all of their
I thought it was just gonna be like
performances,
falling
and
on
it
stage
lies
like
in
the first
concealing
Madonna
the
thing,
hows and when
but
that they perform. I mean, it's just a
I
principle
have
and a
not heard
massive
of
show of the art of deception.
any of these,
But
especially
you know what they
the
say, a magician
America's
never
Got Talent,
reveals
since I
his
watch it
hand.
sometimes.
However, it would seem as though this showman never got that memo. In this clip, the thrill would be lost when the magician Mario Kamiya unintentionally showed his magic during a Sunday live television show. The magician had his wrists and neck stuck into tiny holes and locked up the magic gadget with screws. He wanted to dazzle the audience by pretending to have removed his neck and wrists magically. But as his assistant
And then
covered him
the-
up to conceal the process, he loosened the screws, freed himself, and locked the presenter's hands in place of his. Just when he was about to celebrate his fake magic trick, his secret act would be exposed for all to see. And it must have been an embarrassing
Wait,
moment
can't they
for
see
magicians
behind?
all over the world. Houdini would have definitely been rolling in his grave at this sight. One of the presenters
Can't the audience
even
see
tried
from the
to
back?
save the day, but it was already too
Like,
late,
look at that.
and the deed had been done.
Should have practiced more at home.
Now, in my books, that could be the most
Dang.
embarrassing failed magic
But
seen
that's
on
awkward
live
because
television.
the audience is behind them too.
Number 9, doll dancers or wrestlers. This clip
Oh,
shows
this is
two
fake.
ragdolls
They're
that
like
gave
wrestlers.
an underwhelming performance at the 2022 edition of
It's like a
America's
prank.
Got Talent. It was so poor that you wouldn't be able to tell if it was a gimmick,
It's
a
dumb.
play, or a serious
I
insult
saw
to the
this. I
audience's
just think it's dumb.
intelligence.
Like, whose idea was this? It's a waste of time.
And this is not even the messy part of their performance.
But I think it was
The
a
moment that really
prank,
got me
but
was when they
still
turned the whole thing into a
it's kinda
battle of the fists. The
awkward.
judges simply asked them about what had gone wrong with the performance, and the next thing they did was to throw some punches. Talk about comedy and chaos wrapped up in one show.
So dumb.
I was waiting for something and nothing ever happened.
How do you feel it went?
I mean, like, I was. You were terrible.
But also, eventually, all of those moves would make sense when Simon later finds out that they're a popular wrestling tag team known as the Bella Sisters. Apparently, they came on the show to prank the judges, but the fact remains their performance turned out to be the most chaotic in the history of live television. Number 8. Britney
Oh no, if I was a
Spears'
judge, I'd be
wardrobe
like,
malfunction.
don't waste my time with
When
this.
you ask any celebrity performer what their greatest fear is, I'm sure it will be a wardrobe malfunction. From year to year, famous artists have never ceased to shock
Dang.
the world with the most incredible fashion
She ain't got
choices
no
ever.
Velcro.
But most times, these apparel decide that it's time to rain on your parade, and in some cases, you just can't be prepared enough for such a mishap. In this clip, Britney Spears has her share of the dress malfunction as the hook on her halter neck top suddenly snaps off in the middle of a performance. One of her team members is seen trying to fix the dress, but it looks like it's taking more time and effort than expected. Well, the
She
good
should
thing
just hold it
is
from the
that
back.
She continued with the performance after all. I mean, the show must go on, but you can also see the awkward moment had somewhat shaken her. If you were in her shoes, wouldn't you be shaken as well? Number 7. Acrobatics gone wrong. This clip is from a 2023 edition of America's Got Talent, and it shows 3
Oh, this is
Ukrainian
this
girls
year?
who have come onto the show to impress the judges with their exciting acrobatics. However, it did not really go all that well. The girls held each other in a difficult position, and before you knew it,
Her
they
face
fell
was
in
like-
a rather awkward way.
Ooh.
I guess
Also, like, in these kinds of situations, I don't know why people scream, 'cause, like, screaming does not help anything.
Just to allow failure to stop them from shining.
Like, I'm not a
And
screamer,
they
so
continued on
I
with
don't
the
understand it.
performance, and it was going really well, and they were getting all of the applause that they deserved. A few moments later, though, another epic fail would take place, and this time it came at a cost. One of the ladies had broken her ankle, and you can see her limping with pain. It was such a sad thing to see. I mean, they really did put in the
But
effort,
why don't
but
the
in live
judges just
performances,
do
anything
the
can
X's?
happen.
Like, if they all put the
Number
X's,
6,
then
Madonna's
they have
cape
to stop. So why
malfunction.
don't they just stop them
Like
by
Britney
themselves?
Spears, the pop highness Madonna has not been left out of the performance mishaps
Yeah, I've seen
that
this. Like,
expensive
her
and extravagant
cape got caught
performance
on.
dresses can sometimes bring.
Her
This
dancer
clip
or her
shows
dancer stepped on the cape or
performance
something.
At the Brit Awards in 2015, where she suffered a
Um,
terrible wardrobe malfunction.
But she
In
got
the
up real
clip, She
quick.
was dragged off stage by the long flowing cape that was fastened tight to her neck. It looked as though one of her dancers had mistakenly pulled the cape, and then off she went.
And they're probably fired.
Now, that must have hurt the queen of show business, but surprisingly, she took it off like it was nothing, and the show went on. This cringeworthy moment had the internet buzzing for days, and I think her designer, or even the dancer, may have some questions to answer. Number 5. Dress malfunction on live television. It looks like dresses really do have a thing for embarrassing people on live
Why would you wear
TV.
that on a talk show?
Another mind-boggling moment occurs on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert when Sarah McDaniel's dress
But,
slipping off her chest,
Hopefully you got
then to
some
reveal what lay
something under
underneath.
that just in case.
In this clip, we see her struggling
Like
with
those
her
covers.
dress while Stephen, embarrassed on her behalf, jokingly asks if he can offer her duct tape to hold the dress in place. They both keep trying to laugh it off to save face, but the hilarious moment came when Stephen offered her some help. Number 4. Katy Perry falls. When it comes to live auditions, courage is an ingredient that is highly needed, and this clip shows a contestant on the 2018 American Idol who had it in excess. She did a Latin dance and she charmed the judges so much that they joined her on stage, but this would soon turn to a funny situation when Katy Perry fell hard while dancing. In the clip, the celebrity singer is seen struggling to stand up, but no thanks to her slippery heels. It wasn't as easy as you would think. Now, the funniest moment was when another judge tried to salvage the situation and save the day with some laughs, and I love how he turned
Wait,
the
Luke
chaotic
Bryan or
moment
Lionel
into
Richie?
a comedy show. Number 3. Katy
Dang,
Perry's
Katy Perry
flute
back-to-back?
prank. Katy Perry plays a rather strange prank on her own fans. In this clip, she's seen
Wait,
trying
prank?
to blow her audience
How is
away
this,
by playing the flute, or at least pretending to be
How is
playing
this a live
it.
performance
Well,
going
the truth
wrong?
is that she was using a backing track,
Wait,
and the unsuspecting audience was feeling it as well. However, the truth
American
was
Idol was not
accidentally
live.
revealed
What's
when the
he talking
track
about? Why is that
continued
on the
after
list?
She had stopped supposedly playing. She probably forgot to keep up the act for a few minutes more, and when she realized the error, she tried to continue, but then the cat was already out of the bag. At this point, the audience roared with laughter, and out of her embarrassment, she buried her head in her palms
But
and admitted that
Katy
she couldn't play
Perry,
the
she likes
flute.
to make jokes and like
Number 2.
have fun, so
Pink
she probably did
falls
that
off
on
the stage.
purpose.
If there is one thing that Pink is most famous for, it would be her extreme performance stunts.
I think I've
But
seen
at a show in
this, like
Germany
it
in
slingshots
2010,
her.
She experienced a performance
off
failure
stage or something?
when her
I don't know.
stunts did not really go as planned. In the clip, she had a gear fastened on her body, and she was ready to daze her fans once again. However, this time it would go haywire. The clip shows
Yeah,
where
I
she
think I've
signaled
seen
to her
this
team not to launch her yet, but they had no
Around the
idea.
time that it happened, I
And
think.
instead of the gear propelling her into the air like the plan was, she was actually dragged off stage. The
I
music
like how her
stopped and the
arms
team
were like
rushed
in
to
an
fix
X,
things,
as in
but the fall was so bad
stop or
that the
no,
show had to abruptly
and then
come to an end.
someone in the back
I mean,
did something,
for
I
someone
guess.
who had done these things for years, it was such a difficult moment. And though she may not have been badly injured, her ego may never be the same.
You know
Number
her.
1. Beyonce's hair caught in the fan. When performances choose to go
Yeah,
south,
but
it doesn't matter your class,
At least she kept singing.
experience, or stature in the industry. I think these things just happen out of
Oh,
nowhere.
I feel like
No matter your level of professionalism.
Beyonce
I
still
mean,
sings
what could
even
possibly
when
go wrong in a Beyonce concert?
there's a malfunction.
This clip was taken during her concert in 2013.
I
and it
remember
was
during
more
the
of an acknowledged
Title
moment than anything
performance,
else.
her
She's seen
hair like
performing her
ripped her
evergreen
earring
hit
out of
song
her ear,
Halo, and
so she kept
probably was
singing and
enjoying
like
herself
touched her
so
ear
much
because her ear was
that she was
bleeding.
unaware how close she had come to the wind machine. Before you know it, her long flowing hair had gotten caught in the fan. However, the diva kept singing her heart out.
But
while
I
her
wonder how
hair
they
was
get it
still
out
stuck between the blades.
because
Her crew members then moved heaven and earth to
the
salvage
fan
the situation, and
probably
eventually
twirled
one
up,
of them had to grab a
twirled it
pair of
up, twisted
scissors to
it.
cut off the
So how
part
did
of
they
her hair that
untangle
was
it?
stuck.
Oh, I guess they cut it. Okay. Yeah, I've seen like the live performances, such as the singers, but like the live talent shows, some of those, I guess most of them were new to me, and I didn't know it was that crazy. People falling from so high and making mistakes like that. I thought they would have cut those out of the show, but I guess not, because they weren't like life-threatening. But yeah, that is the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Let me know what else I should react to in the comments below. And if you want to see my experiences in Korea, you can check out my first channel, SEKSHI. And if you want to see my other socials, it's right here under my face. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.